Hey, you guys, happy Tuesday. Trisha Turner here with another episode of Walk Away Wealthy. Walk Away Wealthy is here every week to bring you guys positivity, ways to help you grow your business and improve your life. And today I have Jenny Wang with me, who is a broker of a top performing real estate company here in Houston. And I'm super fascinated to talk about her story, share a little bit of what she's doing differently to help her grow her company like it has, and how you guys maybe can help grow your business if you do what she's been doing. So welcome, Jenny.
Thank you. What a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we're excited about this. We're on our third year running, you guys, consistently of Walk Away Wealthy, and we're bringing people to you every week to help you improve your life. So, Jenny, if you could kind of share a little bit about how long you've been doing this, where you are, like in the Houston area, and the name of your company.
Yes, the name of my company is Wang Properties. I've been in the real estate business. Got my realtor license since 2002. So before you know, time flew by, and just like that, 20 years. As soon as I got my license, I joined Remax Metro, and I was a Remax agent, and I have been with Remax Metro for 16 years before I went independent. So in early 2018, I founded J1 Media, a custom video production to promote our real estate business, to deliver personal message from realtors, professionals in our industry. Later that year in fall, I founded J1 Properties. So along with the custom video production to promote our business, I established J1 company that it just two parts goes hand in hand. One is we conduct business. We do as realtors, we're supposed to do, represent clients. And then with the custom video production, and it helped us to bring our social media presence up to a professional level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I want to stop you right there for a second, because for you guys out there in the real estate world, if you don't know what it takes to get your broker's license, it's quite a bit different than getting a real estate sales agent license. So I have my broker's license too, so I know, and it's a lot of time, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of dedication and commitment. What made you, Jenny, decide to take that leap from sales agent to broker, and why?
Great question. Yeah, seriously, I was with Remax Metro for 16 years. That, I just didn't think I needed for that long time, and that I got comfortable. That Remax Metro was like my family. But at the same time, I felt the industry was going through this change. By being with Women's Council of Realtors, and I was the past president in 2016. So I serve Women's Council of Realtors Houston network since late 2013, and I felt that the social media platform, when it first appeared, surely it was fun. We took selfies and we posted the food we cook, and then eventually with the Be Connected, I was connected with industry and serve on board and practice real estate, represent clients. I felt that the need of bringing up our social media presence and fully utilize what has given it to us to get ourselves out there with our own branding. So that was a part of the factor that I felt eventually that grew into my vision, that I wanted to build a brokerage without walls and be in be deep in touch with the realtors network and in our industry, and serve our clients and give back to the communities. And so that's how the motivation started to get in my head more and more. with the experience I learned, I grew with Remax Metro, and I felt it was time to really just throw myself out there and and rain or shine and just do it.
So when you were at Remax, had you already formed a team?
Not it was more of a virtual team.
Okay.
Where I work with other agents. Either I was a buyer's agent or I work with other listing agent. And I had a really good partner who moved away, and I to California, and after he moved, I took care of his business in Houston. So it was not formal as a team, which I learned from, like you guys, EXP or Keller Williams, and I never used the transaction coordinator.
Wow.
So it was more of assistant, either work with buyer's agent or work with the listing agent. I learned it was, I mean, it's a little, personal preference to me. Because when I had, one or two assistants, and I realized, some of my clients did not like to talk to somebody else. They wanted to talk to me only. So I learned when that happened. So I tried to keep it more of direct communication. Instead of, okay, once I do this part of a transaction, then I pass on to the next team member. It works for everybody else, maybe, but it really doesn't work with myself.
Then because you were there for 16 years, and like 20 years ago, real estate was different than it is today.
Very
producers were different than it is today. So when you left Remax to form your own, did you have any agents to go with you at that time?
No, I went solo.
Wow.
It's like a solo broker, and hardly knew what I was doing, but I knew I would throw a party. So I had a grand open party, invited all the friends and Women's Council, immediate board members. We worked together, and members and all that. And at that time, it was, before pandemic. And so America's in River Oaks still opened.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And when you were at Remax, of course, running your own thing and doing high production, 16 years at a company is a long time. And then to go into running your own broker model, what, if anything, could you look back and wish you would have done differently when you made that transition?
Like to go back to your question. Yeah, I wish I would have built a team. Yeah, I think teamwork is dream work. That everybody can collaborate with each other and brainstorming and develop the marketing plans. It was more like, I was running the field by myself, and surely, generate clientels, network and everything. But with that's what I learned by serving Women's Council. Everything we did was, everybody play a role in, such as we created an event, we provide social networking opportunities and educational programs to other realtors. One would have not achieved everything we had achieved to build the network, the Houston network. So I think that if I had gone back and do something differently, that I would learn to build a team and try to figure it out, how, make it, the whole team work together to bring up the production to be better, to do better business.
Oh yeah. better together. And
Yes.
so when you look at like 20 years, because you and I've been in real estate the same amount of time. So when you look at like the history of real estate, remember when you first got licensed and most of the business was being done by solo agents. And then you saw like the birth of husband and wife teams and small teams. And then as times progressed, then the smaller teams develop and then mega teams. And now there's even launching of super teams. So when you look at all of that has happened, first of all, you were a solo agent forever. Like, what were some things that you did in that beginning time to like take you to such levels of success?
I think that looking back, really, I was in the area where, 2003, 2004, well, Facebook merged in 2004, and the market was still going pretty well,
Yeah.
and at that time, and then the critical time took place was 2008, 2009, right? And so I think during that time, if anybody's out there today, I can take something home, and by listening to us, is that I think Buffini's referral class really was the breaking point that before I actually sign up for that course, it's like a referral. Like,
Yeah.
how hard is it to be understood? It's not hard to understand. Oh yeah, I'll just ask for referral. But you can just ask, you don't want to just ask somebody, hey, you refer me somebody. It's kind of like uh sometimes it's not socially appropriate
Yeah.
to do so. And so and to sign up for the course and to learn from Buffini how step by step, and to have a total deep understanding what referral system that he tried to teach us, and it was very interesting. And then I started to practice, and the course was the I was informed by the course is that you have to really listen and listen. At that time we had a CD. You have
Oh
to
my gosh.
listen to the CD like 4 or 5 times in order to understand exactly what he was teaching. And that's what I did because market was so slow.
Yes.
Like, a lot of people were upside down. If they wanted to sell, I got to do numbers. And then I ended up talk them out of selling the properties. And then we ended up leasing the properties.
Yes.
So it was that type of area we went through, and people had to pay to close. So that I learned. So the market like that, we need to, focus on education and try to market ourselves, expand our market. So I learned the referral program, and ever since then, that changed the dynamic of how I generate clients, how I build my own network.
So do you attribute a lot of your success to that Buffini program?
Yeah, I thank for that Buffini program that opened up my eyes. And after that, I think of that, first of all, I was coming from a very good brokerage, and I had a good mentor. And then, after that, I think what really helped me to open up my network and learn that how to be a better realtor by being involved with Women's Council.
I love that.
He's the network to be connected with the industry, to serve. I had only one thing in my mind by going into the Women's Council to serve, and I said only 2 things. I said I want to be on board because I want to work. And then even my colleagues and the realtor friends around me, and see I work so much and try to bring up the member. We try to bring up the membership. We did fashion shows. We did to benefit charities. And every month, at that time, Women's Council's program was different. Every month we had a luncheon at Maggiano's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had to have a speakers, we had to design the program. It was like every month, I think it was the third Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so other people observe that and say, well, I constantly got people ask me questions. Well, do you make money? I mean, I said, well, not money I see, know. And so surely Women's Council is geared up for education. Yeah. It's network referral, referral network is nationwide. It's a part of Texas Realtors Association, part of National Realtors Association. But I can tell you, I did not get one referral, but I learned so much that I've applied to my business, and I built J1 properties after I served a few years Women's Council, and that's how much I learned. I applied to my business.
Yes.
So yeah, so sometimes, like I said, it's the swing of the club. It's not put a ball in the hole. That you don't see a direct paycheck, but you become a better businesswoman by learning and practice.
I love that. And when you did that and then switching over to your own brokerage, again, as a solo person, you went by yourself. Now, how many agents do you have in your brokerage?
We have 12. Yeah.
Which is awesome. And so you yourself are still in production too, aren't you?
Yes. So I still have buyers and sellers, and then serve residential and commercial real estate, and we make custom plans. And at the same time, I work with the team and help the team to build up everybody's production. So,
and most people will tell you like, oh, there's no way you can be a top producer and a broker and run a company all at the same time. How do you do it all? You've written a book too, which we're going to talk about. So how do you do all of that, Jenny?
Yeah, it's a tough question. So it's just really a lot of work. Okay. First of all, is when, I got to put in the time, and practically I work 7 days a week.
Yep.
And I do take a break, and I do drink wine. So I can't complain. Okay. But it is work that, first of all, is I don't believe that we have business life versus personal life. I think we have one life, and eventually, being in this business, eventually that I realized that, just share a story real quick, that on the second year and third year, all of a sudden I sold chain reaction. I sold this properties, and I got all these commission checks. And you be thinking, wow, Jenny Wang is doing so well. But inside me, I felt now cried, because I didn't know what I was doing still. So the commission check didn't really measure the fulfillment in my heart of knowing where I am, what I was doing as a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And so I was in this seminar with Remax, and I still remember this was, 18, 19 years ago. And this lady got on the stage, and she asked 2 questions. She said, let me just ask you, when you wake up in the morning, are you happy to go to work? And at the end of the day, after you work, are you happy to go home? And if you can answer yes to both questions, you're a happy person. And how many of you can answer yes to both of questions?
Wow.
So, I mean, it's very simple, right?
Yeah,
and at that time, and I was just like, I was happy to go to work, but I wasn't happy to go home, because I was not, I was unsettled with my personal life and personal relationship. And so then I learned you have to have the self-awareness of where you are, what you're doing in life and in business. You're one person. You don't have a split personality where you're just this collected entrepreneur in front of other business people and serving your clients' best interest. And when you go home, you're just messed up, you're an emotional basket, and you turn out to be another person. So it's not. So I learned that I got to have a healthy lifestyle, have a good self awareness, and build myself, have a good mentality to run the business so I can better serve my clients to become a real entrepreneur, a better businesswoman. Yeah. So to answer your question, that it takes building the personal life with a business life. And in this business, it's not separated. It's all about lifestyle that we learn, that we share. So it's part of it's like J1 mission is we're here to bring joy and value to those we're sharing the journey with, clients, friends, families, colleagues, our communities, and give back to our communities. Is a whole journey we're building. It's just not selling and buying houses per se. It's what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
And so
Your lives.
yeah. So if you think like that, every part we do, every day we manage our hours. Even if Sunday, I like to work some, to prepare for the next week.
Yep.
And then, if Saturday, Saturday, we do open houses, or we, show houses and everything. Doesn't mean we don't have a balance of life, but it's just what this business calls for. It's not 9 to 5 jobs where you go home and you're just going to turn off the phone. You don't answer messages or
No.
yeah. But it's sometimes, it's challenging. I have to say it's every day there's something, but that's why we have a job, be happy with that.
Oh my gosh, yes. And as you've continued to grow, like when you're running your own company, you're the broker, you're the one leading people. And as the industry has continued to shift, do you find it more challenging to lead those agents and be a better example for them?
And it's just, to me, once we have our mission is we provide customized strategies and plans to tailor each client's individual needs in residential and commercial. And we bring joy and value to others and to those who we share in this journey. And so to me, once we're clear in this vision, and this is what we're here for, this is our self-awareness, and we're here to help clients and to acknowledge the situation, identify the issues, and explore the options. And that's what we do to represent clients' best interest. And once we generate more success, we can, share that, give back to the communities. And at the same time, we educate ourselves and be closely connected to our industry and continue build ourselves and educate ourselves. And to me, it's what we have been doing, and we only will do better because as long we're working hard through this process and our mind are active, we constantly have creative ideas with the team. We can make it happen. For instance, that this year we're gonna build two, we have two goals. One is increase teams production volume.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah, we can have a focus on luxury properties, high-end properties, and put some more time, spend some more time in that a segment. And I'm also building a model where it's one streamline estate service to serve the clients, where I bring in the financial expert to help the future clients with will and trust and estate planning, auction sales, and we take care of the real estate sales, make it one streamline, one-stop service, so they will save time and money for the clients. So it's only going better as we work harder towards our vision, to execute our vision towards our mission in this journey we share with others. So whether or not this market's ups and downs, market, speaking of that, is always something. Okay. Either it's going to crash, it's going to go down to hell, it's going to be up, and if there's nothing, it's going to be hurricanes. It's going to be storms. And so what do we do if we only just sit there and talk about, okay, the market is like this, and then we're not going to work, and it doesn't work like that. So whether the market always going to shift some, and for instance, now this year everybody talk about, not this year, starting that last year, okay, the interest rate went up, but you know what? The industry is smarter. They're quick, in the summertime, builders all geared up and they offer the buy down, interest rate. And this was even before the interest really went up. It was just like day and night switch. In February last year, I visited builder and I was told, wow, your client has to be on the wait list, and now you're number 5. Wow. And then in the summertime, we're going to give you 20,000 buyers incentives, and then use that to buy down the interest rate for 2 years and all that. I was like, wow, genius.
Yes. And the market shifted like crazy. When you were running your brokerage and your team and COVID hit, we had that lull in activity, and then the market took off like crazy. And then it came to a screeching halt last year. So when you're running a business, like, how do you plan for things like that? And how do you get through times like that?
Right, exactly. And when I first started, and like I said, I started my brokerage in 2019. I got, my first couple of J1 members, and then we just recruited new agents, and then COVID hit. So we couldn't do any events. We couldn't, go anywhere. And then, but, we did Zoom meetings, we did virtual showings. You just keep on working as you always do. Work on what you believe is right. Work on the things that towards your vision.
Yes.
And just again, number one is self-awareness. Know who we are, and what we're doing, and where we're going, and that is very crucial.
What do you think right now? It's 2023, and we've seen the market, it goes up and it goes down, and interest rates keep going up, and then they come down a little bit and they're back up. And I believe that the future is bright, and I believe interest rates are coming down, and I believe things are going to get great. But the world that we live in is kind of chaotic right now. So what are you doing differently to help grow your business and help keep your agents motivated and have business?
So one thing, this interest rate going ups and downs and all that, for the buyers. And let me just say this. We all went through the past 2 years before when interest rate was like, what, 2.5%? And it depends on the price range. And remember those days, the 250,000 house to 300,000. No, let's just say 250,000 to $350,000 price range. Could you buyer even get it without paying cash? Okay, and even if you pay in cash, and I had to warn my buyer as a listing lady or a gentleman, you got to be prepared to offer $50,000 more.
Yep.
And so that was $50,000 cash up front where people had cash. And then we also had the buyers just did not have that much of cash. For instance, they have 10% to put down. They may have $5,000 more to put down. And that just could not make them to compete with multiple offers.
No.
That price range overnight was 12 offers.
Oh, yeah. Or more.
Yeah. So back to the interest rate. Now, interest rate is higher and you pay, month. So it rolling to your 30 years mortgage, you pay a little bit more per month.
Yep.
But you do not have to come up with $50,000 cash up front, for the starter home buyers.
Yes.
Yeah. So then we go up to, beyond 350, 450,000 to, up to $1 million and $2 million. And so the interest rate is up some, but if you want to relocate in Houston, you need to buy. And I don't think for this price bracket of the buyers, it's really gonna damage the cash flow each month. Yeah, they can afford it. And then right now, yes, it's ups and downs, but it's like you want to work in Houston, enjoy the lifestyle. You need to have a nice home instead of paying rent. At the same time, rent is high. It has increased. So, maybe just, buy a home, hold on to it for a year or two. The interest rate may come down and then refi, and there is always a future. There's always hope. But I think number one, look at the positive side of it, it's really much better market for the buyers nowadays. It's easier than the past 2 years where, the starter home buyers just not able to compete with all the investors, cash buying, investment companies. So, and at the same time that, again, we stick with our strategy that as a team, we have our mission is that we work on the what we have been always working, represent the seller and help the buyers to relocate, help the buyers to find home. And education is very important.
Yeah.
And we need to, this instant, the industry is going through constant change. So we really need to we encourage every agent to find their, niche.
Yes.
Encourage everybody to brand themselves.
Yep.
Because, Tricia, you attract your clientels, because at the end of the day, I think it goes back to one of the myths of being a realtor, like people would say, oh, we're house people, or we sell houses, we're salesmen. But I think it's one of the myths that it's just not enough salesperson to be entitled as a salesperson. Is not enough to cover the whole spectrum of what we do. No. We are the producers. We from, analyze the situation, identify problem, and explore the options. And then for sellers, we help them to get a house ready to sell, and then marketing strategies. And once we get in the contract, we're going through this whole process with our clients, and the same as with the buyers. And so, we really encourage. So it's really a people business, like in every neighborhood, there might be three or four floor plans, and but the history, the families, the history who live, the family histories, and the people who live in those houses are way more than 3 or 4 stories. So that's why every file we have is a different story. So at the end of the day, it's a people's business. Yeah. So we encourage our agents to get out there, network, find something you like, find your niche. Either you like to represent the buyers, get a destination, you like to get listings, you get a destination.
Yeah.
So it's a credit that you earn, and also get out there to join the club. You know, you like motorcycle, you like wine tasting, you like cooking, you know, being involved with neighborhood, involved with the communities, find other people have common interests with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is person to person's connections, and to build relationships, and to tell people what you do. And so people know you, and you have you know, be a builder of relationships.
Yes.
Yeah. So and this is not something we do differently, but in the market like this, we stress on that. It is crucial, just like we went through 2008, 2009, where we could have easily given up and say, we just need to get a regular job because, you know, we couldn't pay the bills.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but whenever there's the shaking market, whenever there's a shifting market, is really also at the same time, in my opinion, is the best time to build our own network,
Yes.
to explore the relationship with others.
Well, and when you talk, like, because we collaborate with the same groups and top producers, and I just heard Sunday that there are a lot of top producers that are looking at getting jobs right now because there's nothing in their pipeline and there's no sales. And as a business owner, and you're a business owner, it's like you can go two different ways when you hear stories like that. You can let fear get in your mind and retract and feel defeated and get scared. Or you can be like, okay, this is a reality. We are in a different market. Yes. But that just means we have to work harder and we have to be laser focused on what we're doing and what we're spending money on and who we're spending time with. Period.
Yes, it is very true. And honestly, if I want to be scared, I'll be scared every morning, because in our business, it's like nobody is gonna pay me until I close something.
Yes.
I can't be sitting here. This is the nature of our game, is that nobody is gonna hand it to you.
Nope.
Okay. So if you want to get a check on a regular basis, get a paycheck on a regular basis, and then you really should go look for another job.
Yeah.
But in our business, in nature of our business, which is the beauty of our business, is that we need to get out there. We need to make things happen. And so you have to ask yourself, do you have that type of mentality? Do you, you know, it's so-called, some people call it leadership. And it is true that we have to come up with ideas every day. We have to get our feet and we have to do it. You keep on doing, you know, what we just discussed, all of this, you know, business, industry, and communities, and education, networking. And some people think this is a whole bunch of work if I don't get a paycheck for it. No, you don't, unless you're really good.
Yes. Yes, it's crazy.
So that makes a difference in the agents I see, in us, okay, that I see that people are willing to put in the work. People believe this is the nature of our game. Are the people gonna survive? Are the people gonna thrive?
Yeah.
Then those people don't believe to put in all this work. They sit there waiting for somebody to hand it to them. And why do I have to go to do the open house? I drove, damn, I took this buyer, I showed him freaking 70 houses, and you know, it's been 3 months, he's still not buying. Well, then sit down with him, ask him what's going on, why you didn't like the 70 houses, what's your goal, what's your mission. You know, you gotta have, it's time to have a conversation with a buyer. Yeah, so you don't want to keep on showing a buyer 70 houses and you know, it's like you have nothing else to do. Okay. So we're you know, for our clients, we're trusted advisor.
Yes.
Trusted advisor, you need advice.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's what I think, is that the market would be, you know, good and bad. But if you eyeing on the market, if you're eyeing that you're gonna make a sell tomorrow, you're not gonna make it. You're always gonna be disappointed. And that's just not the nature of what we do. Don't you think?
I do. I do. And I think people, have a misconception about how real estate is so easy. And it's like, it is not. It's one of the hardest industries out there to be successful at anyway.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
yeah, so and I think it's not so cliche that when people's I love what I do. You do need to love what you do.
You do.
Not that you have to say it, okay, I love what I do, but we need to be specific, okay? Like, it's such a joy when you get to talk to others, and when you feel that your position, that you can be a trusted advisor
Mm-hmm.
to others, and this is the one of the biggest investment in everybody's life, to buy real estate, to get into a home, to move into another home, than to play this trusted advisor in other people's lives. You're changing lives, okay?
Yeah.
How cool is that? It's that, even though sometimes you help people, you gave what that you're not getting a paycheck for it, you didn't get a transaction to close, but you still touch other people's lives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, believe in that, the opportunities will follow. Believe in that, everything else will follow. You're on the right track. And so, yeah, so like I was serving Women's Council, is that people ask me, do you get paid for it? No, I don't get it. It was a volunteer's job. I don't get paid for it. But you know what? The return is sky limit. I mean, there's no paycheck will could measure what I learned, who I became,
No.
All that experience.
No, I love it. And like you guys, she also is an author of a book. So, okay, Jenny, with all of that, how in the world did you carve out time to write a book? Because y'all, it's not just some little 30-page paperback. Jenny, tell everyone the name of your book and a little bit of the backstory of that.
So, there was a very interesting project, and it was tougher than running real estate, and tougher than the broker. Talking about labor of love. Writing has always been a part of me, and I always had a dream that one day I will write a novel. I'm a fiction lover. I love the stories. I love to read fiction, literature, modern fiction, and everything. And so I always figured, one day I'm gonna write a fiction. I'm gonna write something. And then one day my mom said, of all this time you talk about it, and you drink wine, and you take your long hours bath, you would have written it already. So that got in my head. And then of course pandemic hit, and I was just like, although we were actually busy in
Yes.
2020, it was
Oh,
very
yeah.
busy. But I started to this, as every author will relate, and this part of the head started broiling with these ideas, this vision, and I drove in the traffic, and this title of the book just popped in my head. So it started to boiling to the point I was just like, in the summer of 2019, I was like, well, it's time, I got to put it down. And but of course I wanted to, I like every entrepreneur, they were right, how to get a listing, how to become $1 million producers, how this, how that.
Yeah.
I did not, I started to get warming up to that direction, but I was not ready. I didn't think I was type of author, type of a writer to write something like a self-help book, how to do this, how to do that. I didn't think it interested me. So I was more like, I want to write a story. So like a fiction, like a drama. But I wanted to have this story to portray this new hybrid Chinese immigrant, young realtors, personal and career growth. And so my approach was that, so in that way, I put this story out there by storytelling. Through the storytelling, if the young professionals want to learn, they can learn, because I had these transactions line up I wanted to share. I thought it would be interesting for the young realtors who just got in this
Yes,
business, or
definitely.
professionals, started their own profession. And then if they want to learn, you learn. You don't want to learn, other people can be entertained.
Yes.
So I think it's really cool. And, there's a future that we can do, who knows, maybe we do a documentary together. Maybe we
Yeah.
Netflix, TV series together.
I love that.
So to me, it has more potential from one book to develop into another project when things are coming together. And so, and then, the shoes, it was like a metaphor that I wanted to use it as the theme, as the shoes we wear as realtors. Like we women, we love to wear heels, fancy shoes, and then we got to carry tennis shoes. We go to the builder, constructions and everything. So I think I made it a theme, and especially the right sole. I wanted to inspire that. Whether you're white, yellow, pink, purple, black, the right sole does not prejudice. I lost you.
Nope, I'm here.
So the right sole does not prejudice. It loves a woman who rocks it.
That's right.
So, and then it took 2 runs. It made like every morning I will get up early. Eventually I realized morning time I will work on writing, because if you wait in the afternoon time, once we finish the day, I'll be drinking wine. So that is and so every morning I will put work in it, and I will write for a few hours before everybody else started calling.
Wow.
And it took 2 rounds. The first round was just real estate transaction, and then I was like, something is missing. That was the first 8 months to 12 months, and then something was missing. And then I was like, I wanted to write a fiction. You got to be entertaining. You got to portray this characters in the book. I got to build them. And then it was a second round. I did it everything all over again. It was very interesting. And then the last part was editing. Oh, I'm telling you, it took a whole village.
I bet.
To edit a book, until that at the end, I was just like, take it. I'm done with this project.
Do you have any regrets about doing it?
Oh no, I think it's great. It's a feature of a J1, J1 mission as a business plus culture equals J1 properties.
Yeah.
It's a business plus culture. So my website, and it has J1 properties, J1 media, and we're not only doing custom videos to promote realtors business and our real estate, like properties, and we also do I have lenders come to me, title company come to me, and then I would write a small little screenplay, do the custom videos to promote our whole real estate business in whole. And then we have the girl wears those shoes, that my book title, that my publisher did, should to directly to Jenny Wang author, where that reach out to the entertainment world, which you're talking about all the word of authors, and then they can get a glimpse of, real estate, so that part of a culture. So I think it's great. It's like cooking, I like to put rich recipes and put like different ingredients in there and have fun with it.
That's what you're supposed to do. You've made real estate fun, and you're like building this empire. So now, like, looking ahead, is there another book that you're thinking of writing? And what does it look like for your company? Do you want to get more agents? What are you looking at for 2023?
Yes, we definitely would like to recruit agents that find that suitable, we are a good fit for the business and the culture. Really, we welcome everybody to have a talk with us. And the future book, definitely I want continues this journey of writing. So I'm thinking, actually, yeah, I'm warming up to the idea of the next book. Probably won't be a fiction, probably will be directly to talk to the realtors as a trusted mentor.
Yes.
I feel that, and then like you invited me to your event, you're doing such an amazing job, and have me on the panel, and that really, really opened up my eyes, and I feel that our young professionals and realtors, they really need this type of help. They want to hear what others are doing, and they're eager to learn. They're not in this business for nothing. They want to grow too as well. So I think you're doing such an amazing job to help others, and very generous of you spending your time that have all of us together to talk about the issues and discuss the topics, and so other professionals can learn.
It's a passion, because it's like, no one was there for me when I was a struggling single agent. I had to figure it out on my own, and it was hard, and it is hard. And in growing a business and developing others and being committed to them is super hard. But if you raised your hand and you said, I'm going to do it, then you have to do it. It's like, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, period.
We appreciate you, Tricia.
Yes, I appreciate you, Jenny.
You're definitely making a huge difference.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I can sit here and talk to you forever. We know everyone's got to get on with their day. So Jenny, for people to be able to get a copy of your book or to reach out and get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to find you?
Oh, yeah. So it's easy to find me, and you can connect with me on Facebook, or any social media. We're on Facebook. Just J1 company wise, we have 10 pages. J1 Properties is one, and we're on Instagram. Then for the book, you can get on our Facebook, Go Wash Those Shoes, or Amazon. You can order it. It is online all over the place. And if you get on my website, if you want an autograph copy, you can get on my website and just click on Go Wash Those Shoes. And so just you figure it out from there, or simply call me.
Yeah. Her number's right here on the screen. You guys, her book is super awesome. It's high energy. It's funny. She's hilarious, and she's dedicated and committed to like changing lives and changing the real estate industry. Super happy to know you, Jenny, for sure.
Thank you. Likewise. My pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you for being on the show today. You guys have an awesome day. Make sure and follow us, and tune in next week for our next Walk Away Wealthy episode.
Yeah, make sure to get on Tricia's show. She's the best.
Thank you, Jenny. Bye, guys.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.